September 11th, 9/11. Thank you to all the brave women, men who were running towards the building when everyone else was running away from the building or trying to get out. You guys are headed in. That's the definition of bravery. And we remember, never forget. So thank you. Thank you all the military, first responders for your service so we can do what we're doing right now, which is elk hunting. My dad, he's coming in from the top again. I'm coming in from the bottom, different angle, different herd. Haven't heard a bugle yet, but yesterday my dad was only about a mile away from me as the crow flies, and he got into a completely different herd with 4 bulls. He called in a small 6, couldn't get a shot. He called in a 4x4, missed, and then he called in the herd bull and couldn't get a shot. So might be my bull from last year I'm trying to find. So I just peeled my layers, got my ball in my backpack at 6 a.m. We're gonna see what we can do. Get my dad on the radio here shortly, and hopefully make a plan. I'm at the right elevation right now, about 4,000 feet. Just got a bull to answer me down in this hole, not too far. He didn't sound like the herd bull, but he's probably hanging close to the herd, and they probably are still working their way to bedding, so bugling could pick up. I'll turn the head camera on here shortly. Right now I'm in the Viet Cong. This is North Idaho. Wind's coming up. We got a prevailing wind out of the west. If I drop down, the thermals will win, but I think the elk are over here. I can come underneath. Not that far. He sounds young. You can't judge a bull by its bugle, but most times that I do, I'm right. He sounds young. The bull just bugled on his own. I hit him with a couple cow calls. Trying to sound not very tough, but a little bit of a challenge. We'll see what he says. He's basically down, up, not at our level, but we may have to go after him. I got a good wind right where I'm at, and my dad should be coming in any second up above. So, we'll see what's up. Alright, this bull just doesn't really want to play ball. But I can hear my dad bugling now up top. And this just sounds like a young satellite bull. And I know the sound of the bull I'm trying to find. He ain't here. I'm sure he's over 3 fingers. So I'm going to hike up to my dad and then go over. So it's going to be a late start. I got a lot of hiking to do. So I'm going to cover some ground. I got to do about 1,000 vertical and just over a half mile. So I'm gonna go climb up to my dad. I think I know whose that is. Just called in a really raggy bull to about 30, 36 yards. We had to stare down for a sec. I'm trying to get him on video for you guys. Stand by. This cow's gonna push me. This cow's gonna bust me. Well, I found two different little bedding areas tied in. Bumped that cow and called in a little rag bull. Followed their tracks, came over. I might have just bumped them again, but there was several beds with fresh piss from last night. So I don't know what's up. The herd bull over here is just not talking. And I've already gained 1,000 feet, and I'm actually now above my dad. He won't answer his radio. And I'm hoping him and my nephew will just hike up to me so we can actually work together, because there's a bull I left that we could call in for sure. He's answered me so many times. He's holed up and he's in a spot where we can get on him pretty good. And we can pack him out pretty easy. I got 3 trail cameras up on top of the ridge. I really want to go check, just to do inventory. I want to see if my bull's still alive. And hopefully on my way here, a few minutes, see if my dad shows up. If he doesn't, tough shit, I'm gonna go. So we'll see. There's also usually another herd or two on the other side of the mountain. And if you use the elk trails, it's not that bad. That's my dad right there. Those cows just came by where all the elk are spread out. I don't know what's going on. We should go catch up with them. Nice little bedding area. It covered my camera up. Don't get on picture. Why would you do that? My dad just left. Him and Riley are heading back up the mountain. They got about 1,000-foot climb, but we did a big 3-mile loop around, got right above this bull. I could not get him to answer. He either moved off or he's just shut up. It's still pretty early. It's September 11th. They're not bugling all day or midday. And pretty quiet, and it's cool. It's overcast. Should be a perfect day for an elk to die. So I'm not too far from my 4-wheeler, probably only a mile. But I got a bunch of fingers I can call off, and I'll probably just hang here until dark and see if they don't fire up and try to get aggressive. So this is kind of the home area of the big bull, the 350 bull. So let's see if we can get a 6-point or better. Alright, so it's about 4 o'clock. Seems like it's still pretty early with the elk we're hunting. The high density of numbers though, like there's elk sign everywhere, every square inch on that mountain. But did get one bull cranking decently. Pretty sure his satellite didn't have cows. Tried to get my dad. So I hiked all the way to the top of the mountain to like 5,500 feet. Got my dad, drug him down to 3,600. Poor bastard had to hike back out because we couldn't get that bull to crank again. So I did check 3 trail cameras and put a new one out. So we'll get back to the cabin and check the laptop. I got a little bit more meat left to butcher, shoot my bow, and come up with a game plan tomorrow. I might try a new spot. So September 11th, one of my favorite days to be out elk hunting. It's a good day to remember all those brave men and women, as I said in the video. And it was kind of just a weak day, really. I mean, I got some pretty good elk encounters, but I called in a little bull, didn't get him on camera. I had his cow, got her on camera. Then I got another cow and a couple calves, but no big bulls. Worked this satellite bull, but I just wasn't interested in him, and he didn't really want to play too much when we caught a few of his bugles on video. But hooked up with my dad and my little nephew Riley up top, and then we went and checked my trail camera. And I didn't talk much about it on the video, but if you see and pay attention closely, some public land a-hole covered up my camera with a bunch of stuff so it wouldn't take pictures. And my camera was set 2 trees down from theirs on probably their salt lick that they made. And what I learned later in the month was I found out who did it, and they admitted to it with really no shame. And it's a younger kid, and I just tried to tell him, you know, hey bud, if it's not your property, absolutely do not touch it. And if my camera hadn't been in a case and locked, he probably would have messed with it further. Have some integrity. He was really under the impression that that was his, quote, salt lick, and his camera was on it, and it wasn't, quote, respectful to put my camera next to his. And I just asked him to think about hunting in other states like Utah, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, where there could be 30 different trail cameras on a wallow or watering hole, and that just because your camera's up doesn't mean. So if you're somebody who gets upset if someone puts a camera next to yours, just ask yourself this: do I own this property? The answer is you don't. We all do. And especially where this salt lick is, it's like 200 yards from a 4-wheeler trail. No effort really involved, and it's a great place to put a camera. It's where I got a ton of inventory of all the bulls that were in this area. So if you're the kid, and I know I'm not going to say your name or put you on blast, but if you're watching, man, you need to think twice about touching anyone else's property. It's not yours. And that includes even like if my camera wasn't locked, like stealing the card or taking the card out and checking it. Like, it's tempting. It's just not cool. It's kind of just disrespectful in that you don't own the land, you don't own that trail camera. Someone else worked hard to afford it, to buy the box, the lock, to hike in, the gas, the time away from work. And we're all hunting, and just remember this, and I want everyone to really listen to this. Your success will never get in the way of my success. And that should be vice versa. So we as public land fellow hunters shouldn't get in each other's way. And I've ran into a lot of people that are just not that friendly in the backcountry. And to be honest with you, that's okay. But neither one of us own it. We're all trying to do the same thing. I can go this way, you go that way. We can all go get a bull. So let's just get along. I mean, there's more people against us, and if we're against each other, it's not going to work out. So soapbox, stepping off. Just want to talk about the 9/11 hunt. Was just kind of a wash hunt. I did get to check 3 cameras, get a pulse on the area, and realize that herd bull's not bugling much. And I just kind of missed a hot cow day. My dad, the day prior, really did well. But it was a good day of hunting. I got to spend some time with my nephew. And then I had to back out and go finish cutting up more elk meat from that Nevada bull. And I do all my own butchering, and we use vacuum seals. And I usually do elk steaks, elk burger, elk roast. And that's kind of how we break down an animal. And I'm kind of a bone picker. I try to take as much meat off as an animal as possible. Tenderloins, rib meat, back straps, shoulder roasts, hindquarters, neck meat for burger. It's delicious. So, you know, there's a lot of meat to process. But thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next episode. If you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, great. Check out the ElkShape podcast. It's all about the elk hunting learning curve. And then you can always go to the ElkShape.com to get some workout ideas or try some of my programs. And pay attention to my partners. They're handpicked. And I think it's some of the best equipment out there. And thanks for your support. Thanks for watching.